Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Eldon the Noble, and this is Mad Games Tycoon 2. I'm sorry about the audio quality. This is the first time doing a recording like this. But today we're going to be looking at Mad Games Tycoon 2, specifically on Legendary mode. And this can be very, very difficult. You got to know exactly what to do. So what we're going to do is get started here. Alright, so we're going to go here, create our company. Do all of that. We're going to start out with the special genre skill, just because that's the genre you start out with and it's easier to start with. We're going to go legendary. We're going to keep it 1976. Game speed normal, because when you go much past normal, especially on very fast, it gets very much more difficult. We're just going to go from there. This doesn't matter so much in terms of design. I don't really care. I'm going to make him good. Put everything into game design with a little bit into programming. I'm going to select these traits. I don't know if this is the best traits to select, but this is what I do. I'm glad that it's bright yellow. It'll be easier to pick him out. And you go from there. I'm going to disable tutorial and increase random factors for reviews. So instead of it being just a number, specific target of a number that is going to hit, it's more of a range. And this is how you get to the 99% or the 100% game reviews. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going instantly to pause. And this is the way I lay it out. This is just how I lay it out. And so we're going to go from there. Alright, so we're going to do development. Do it like that. Alright, we're going to put our workplaces. Usually I fit about 3 in here. Rotate them like so. Again, the way I do it, and a lot of these things like this, may not be the most efficient, best way. I don't really know. I've not really watched other people play this, but some of the tips later down the line is more so what I'm talking about and why we're making this. Alright, so we're going to put our heating right here. I like putting a wide poster up above heat, and we're just gonna put, I like these new carpets they just added, but I'm gonna stick with this. This is a really nice looking carpet. Alright, that's our development room, and I did recently change it up, so I might be making some mistakes here. This is how I'm going to do the research room. I usually put the research room over here, but I found that when I put the Q&A room over here, that only fits 2 desks, and that's way too small. I mean, 2 people on Q&A a lot of times is just not enough. Plus, with the hitboxes of the research, you can still put 4, back-to-back desks like that. Alright, so we're going to add the heat in there. Another thing that's good to know that I do, especially on Legendary, is a lot of saves and a lot of loading. You try things, you take a chance, maybe a good time to go ahead and move in on trying something, and then you realize I didn't quite have enough to do that, whether it be experience or anything like that. And so we have that built. So we're going to take my dude. And let's see what kind of employees we can hire. We got a game tester, game designer. Again, you don't want to go to, just like in the first one, you don't want to employ too many people too soon, because that's how you lose all your money. Right now, I don't know if we're going to hire anybody quite yet, but what we're going to research, I'm actually going to hold off on researching Q&A. Normally that's what I do, but I'm going to research B+, because the B games are not worth the time. At best you break even, but most of the time you lose money. So actually I'm going to hire a game tester, just one, and that's probably going to be my only employee for right now. And then we just get it going, and that's what they're researching right now. So this is what we're going to go. While they're doing that, I do, one of the things that's I do anyway, is pull up on my phone. That way I have it right beside me is the different guides that people have made. There's a good guide on Steam called Yet Another Perfect Game Guide, published by Bernadetta. I usually go by that one, and that one's went pretty well. But here we are at the end of the first month with just this little bit. We see it only costs us 4,000 a month. So again, it's all about balancing speed because it is easy to save the most amount of money. You get so behind because of the new technologies you need to research that you end up putting yourself into a hole. So I actually am going to find someone else to hire. I was hoping for programmer or game tester. Oh, there's a game tester. Because there's no scientist right now, and I mean that's fine because again, game testers very much handy. So they are kind of moving kind of slow on that, but again, with that, we're going to be able to regularly make some decent money. We are at the end of our second month. Let's see how much it goes down by. That's still not too bad. Let's see what kind of other employees we can hire. Nobody really. I mean, you can always hire them temporarily just to have another person doing something. But we are getting kind of towards the end of this. And the first thing... Actually, yeah, we can go ahead and hire somebody in just a second because the first thing... the B plus commission jobs aren't going to immediately show up. So... there still needs to be a little bit of time before you're able to do that. Job market. Let's see, going down. Game designer, game artist, office worker, technician, designers. Still nobody. Shoot. Okay. Let's see what happens. Alright, there we go. Okay. So, see, when we go to commission work and contract games, no B pluses, just Bs. And if you see, the cost to actually make the game is usually right around the most you can make from payment and bonus together, which means you're better off making your own game. Alright, so with that being said then, since, I mean, we could see about little bits of short assignments, but I find that the short assignments, unless you're really in a pinch, really aren't worth it. So in the meantime, what we're going to do is research Q&A. Now Q&A and how you design games, especially your own games, changes it completely. So there we go. We got that going. That puts us down at 112. So, you know, we've really got to... They're going to keep researching, and as time passes, I'm going to regularly check and see what kind of commission work we can get. So we're going to go to the end of this month, and we're going to check employees, see what ones we can hire again. And then go from there and see what we need to do. Alright, so there we pause it again. Let's see what commission works we can do. Whoop. See, no B pluses. I mean, that's fine. That is fine. Because once we get it, then, you know, you're good to go. You can start making some somewhat decent money. Technician, game designer, graphic artist, office worker, programmer. Yeah, programmer. We'll go ahead and get programmer. Right now, just me personally, again, this part might not be the most efficient. Get one programmer, have basically me and a programmer over here designing the game, just for write-off in terms of keeping employee low. And then try to put Q&A people here. Now, one of the things you probably noticed that I haven't done is built a bathroom or a lounge area. And while long term, that's definitely not something you want to do, obviously, for obvious reasons. In the very, very beginning, when you're, you know, on legendary mode, when you're really counting pennies, that can make a difference. Alright, so let's see what kind of commission work we have. Contract game. Still no B pluses. And, you know, it can be that way sometimes. I didn't mean to click that. It can be that way sometimes. It can be very slim pickings. I remember in the first game when you created your own engine, and that was a way you could make some good money on the hardest difficulty. It would be very, very rare, and sometimes whether you were going to survive as a studio or not would come down to if somebody, you know, got your engine and used it. Alright, let's check again. Nope. That's okay, we're going to keep on plugging away. We're still at 85. We are still good. And then we're gonna design that room, and that's gonna definitely take us down a lot. And basically, I'm just gonna go through this tutorial. This short one, I can make an extended one, but just to show the first game and what you have to do, and that will do a lot to lead to success in the legendary difficulty. It was something that I didn't know, and it seems, in a way, something you can't know unless you're shown. And I was shown this method by someone on Discord uh, back when the game first launched, because I was having the hardest time on the hardest difficulty. And he told me all about these different things, and it made a big difference. It made it to where I could actually survive, because before I couldn't get past the first few years, because then if even if I made enough to survive, the research was costing way more than I could be able to take. No, let's do. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We'll just do this carpet. All right. So we're at 27. That's not really enough for what I want to do game-wise, obviously, because you got to do Q&A, and that costs more than 27. So we're going to keep the game tester here, take the programmer, and then me and my yellow shirt. Oh, I got to deselect that. There we go. Put them over here. All right, let's see what kind of commission work we have. We still don't have any. Nope. Okay, so we're going to do, like I said, we kind of are in a pinch. 5,000. That's really hardly worth it, but we're just going to go for it anyway. This is one of those times where I'm going to go ahead and save. Again, before trying anything like this, I like to save just in case I misjudged it, because a lot of these things I don't necessarily really do the math and make sure I can reach it. So I just do this instead. So research, we're going to do, we definitely need to do controller support. All right, and let's let it run. So yeah, we definitely had no problem getting this done in that kind of time frame. But again, that one job, just all it did was pay for that one research. It's not really making us any money. In fact, it's not even keeping us from losing money, like by how much it costs a month. Alright, yeah, let's just go ahead and do local high scores. And one of the things that I've noticed is very important, at least before they started adding features specific to genres, it was very important to research these rather than engine features. Engine features, yes, could help it, but even if you can still there can be a couple engine features to research, and you do everything else right, and you can still make a solid game and actually make good money. So it's not as important. Alright, so we're going to go to, actually, let's just let the new month start. Alright, so yeah, we're down to 19. So we are kind of needing to go ahead and get an actual contract game of a B+, but there's still not any there. Alright, so a short assignment, and that's not really anything. And so, then you're just sitting and waiting and praying. And honestly, that's a lot of the legendary mode. Just hoping something comes along. But what I might do is just, again, for the sake of keeping this video not from running too much longer than it already has, is just take out a loan just to show you how to design the game. Yeah, no B pluses, and that's it. So, I mean, I could be sitting here waiting 10 more minutes before I do it, but I'm just going to go ahead and take the loan and go from there. All right. We don't need too much money, so we're just going to do that. Might need more. I don't know. All right, develop a game. So we know it's going to be a skill game. So let's see what the theme is. What themes we have already available. Hopefully we don't need to do any research. So skill, let's see, cats. That's one of them that fits in that. Let's see, education. That's one that fits as well. And motorcycles, I doubt it. No, motorcycles is not in there. So let's just go with, I don't know, cats, skill game, and let's just name it, I don't know, cats. For simplicity, we take out a page out of Disney and Pixar's handbook. So for skill, you can keep it everything. We're going to keep it B, not B+. It costs more. Standard. All right, go to the next one. You're going to choose platform. This is the heart. And another thing that even if you don't make money or slowly lose money in legendary difficulty when you're making your games, it's very important to get to 5 games kind of quickly, because when more platforms release, then that 94% market share drops drastically. And there are 2 platforms, I think it's Byte 2 and the whatever the equivalent is to the Atari comes out, and they each take like a 30 something percent market share. And so it's important to have both of those again to try to make money. Alright, so you go around that. We're going to choose all languages. Alright, so this is where, and this new update came out, and I really like how they did this. So we're going to keep this at 5. Bring the next one down to 2. 8, and this is all specific to skill. We're going to keep innovation at 5. Story down to 2. Then you're going to go down to 3, 8, and 7. Now down here for design direction, we're going to go 7, 1, and 7. Alright, now this is the design priority, and this differs because you have Q&A. Without Q&A, then the way this would flow normally is for gameplay 40%, graphic 10%, sound 10%, and techniques 40%. But because you actually have Q&A, this is what you want to do. You want to drop your gameplay down to 0 because that's what Q&A is for. You're going to keep sound and graphic at 25%, and you're going to bump techniques all the way up to 50%. Again, I've never seen a place that explains that to you, but this is what I learned, and this made the difference in how my games came out, from completely losing money hand over fist because they were terrible to actually being able to get at least close to break even, if not make a profit. Alright, so we're going to go with that. We're going to cats, do that, and we're going to go over to Q&A. We're going to do improve gameplay. We're going to select all the options, 18. Yeah, see, I didn't quite take out enough money. I don't want to take out too much because then you have your monthly interest that drains too fast. But again, this is just a short tutorial anyway. So we're going to go there. We're going to put both of our people in there. And we're just going to let it ride. And we're just going to go from there. And again, your games in the beginning, you want to spend as least amount of time and money on in order to kind of not lose a ton of money, because again, that's not how you make money. You're just doing it to be able to get to the 5 games you've released so that you can have 2 platforms. And again, as you progress, you know, it's more important to release more games to have more platforms. Alright, so we're going to actually cancel bugs, and we're just going to get it to do polishing. And one of the features, I don't think it was available at launch, that I find really interesting is that at any time you can get a status report of your game, and you can see about what percentage bracket it's going to release at. So we're going to continue development. It has 2 bugs, but development report show it's going to be a 40 to 60%. So, and one of the cool things is that if you spend more time in polishing, that can go up. So for this instance, I'm going to let this polish go up to, I don't know, that is taking a while. But you know what, for the sake of this, I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm gonna let it ride. And it might not make that big of a difference. Again, there is some randomness when you select that. But, you know. So this will make a little bit of difference in game sales. Again, the point of this is that you don't hemorrhage funds, but to research to get to 5. And it is a balancing act. It's a balancing act of how many people you have, how much time you spend in research, how much time you do in everything. It is a very fine line. I don't know. No, I'm going to go ahead and release it. So if we see the development report, 50 to 70%, I'm going to guess it's probably going to be somewhere over 70% or 60%. And another thing that's important, and we're about to get to, so let's go ahead and search publisher. We're going to go with Data West. That's just the one I like going with. I can't tell you why. I don't really have a good reason, but I just like going with them. Alright, so we go through here, and right at 60%. That's pretty decent for your first game on Legendary difficulty. So then we hit select, and then what you're going to want to do, normally if you have enough money, again for the sake of this tutorial, we're going to go to bank, take out some money, so you can do one update. Now, an update is very important to the longevity of a game. On Legendary difficulty, when you're just starting out, just do one. But when you have the money, getting to 5, like in the original game, does a lot to increase that. Alright, so it's fixing to get ready to launch. So let's go ahead and launch it. And the first week, it gets that kind of money, or that kind of sales. Now the second week is going to tick up from there, and then we're just going to, go from there. So from the second week, it made that much, and it made about $15,000. And again, this isn't trying to make money. This is just to keep doing research. So now, for instance, you could see commission work. There should be some kind of B plus exactly, and see the cost to make this game. If you see, is a little bit more than 125. So if you make, if it costs say 140 to make this, and getting to 25% is not that hard, especially in this method that I showed you. You'd be able to make a nice profit. I mean, that's a little bit less than 100,000. You grind that while balancing making games and doing the gameplay feature research more than the engine. I would honestly ignore engine feature for the first little while and just keep up to date on gameplay features. You do that for a little bit, and you're gonna start to get that breakaway. All while, again, the next biggest thing to research in general is graphic studio and sound studio, because that's what's going to really allow you to make those top tier games. But yeah, this has been a tutorial. It went a little bit longer than I wanted to, but do this and you will find yourself on the road to success. Hope this helps, and look forward to seeing y'all next time.